All righty, righty. Good morning to you. Good morning. Oops. Good morning to you. That's better. Hello, and welcome. It's another, yes, that's right, another live English lesson. Elena, hello, lolly, Tefo, hi. Mie, Naoko, hi. Marcella, Alex, hi. Hey, the usual suspects have come. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today for this live English lesson where we will finish up talking about phrasal verbs with put. That's right, part 3 and the final part. I think there's 30 altogether. Maybe. I hope everyone had a nice week or a nice weekend. Hello, Fab. Did you study this weekend? That's my question. I always ask that question, don't I? What did you study? Vaithi, hello, welcome. What did you study this weekend? What did you learn this weekend or this past week? Any new vocabulary, perhaps? Maybe you learned, I don't know. What? What did you learn? What did you study this week? New vocabulary, an idiom, a new phrasal verb? Have you found a good book that you like to read in English? I'd like to know what people read in English. Naoko says yes. Hi, Peter. Welcome. Welcome. So that's my question with my 6-second delay. That's right. There are 6 seconds between when I say something and you see it. I don't know why that is. You mean, oh, hi. So how about you? What have you learned this weekend? My God, I've studied all weekend. Didn't study on tour with my buddies from New York. All right. Hi, Monica. Crosswords in English. Wow. Peter, you're brave. I don't even do that. I don't do that. I'll tell you why I don't do that. Because my spelling is horrible. Really. I know I'm embarrassed to say that as your English coach. But I'm also being honest with you. My spelling is horrible. I was out like a light when I was on the train. Almost missed my stop. Ooh, perfect. That's perfect. Out like a light means you were sleeping deeply. I learned some new words. During our negotiation, they have suggested us approximate price for accessories. Good. Marcella, this is better. During our negotiation, they suggested an approximate price for all access. You don't need to suggest us. We don't need a person there. They made a big racket from Tefo. Nice. We learned from each other. I learned some phrases from Wimpy Kid. I'm crazy about Wimpy Kid. It's very useful. Excellent. So listen. Tomorrow on Clubhouse, we're starting a new book and a new style of learning for the book club for the Wimpy Kid. That's tomorrow. That's the 11th, October 11th. So, if you'd like to join us there, then you need the material, okay? And in that case, send me an email and I'll hook you up with that. Okay. What else? I took part in a team competition. Take part in. Good. Take part in something. To prove oneself, an idiom. Good. Pay something. No mind. Determined. Oh, good. A lot of vocabulary there. Awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. I've been studying hard. In the past 2 months, little more than 2 months, I've finished 4 books in Japanese. Yay, Michael! And I'm working on book 5 and 6 at the same time, and it's really challenging, but keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's right. Benefactor. Give us a sentence, Yumino, with benefactor. I like the fact that you guys learned from each other. Thank you, Elena, for sharing that. Tefo is the new teacher. I bought this beautiful British English B1 program. Awesome. That's awesome. Birds of a feather flock together. A man is known by friends he has. That's right. That's right. Birds of a feather flock together. Don't worry about the individual meanings of the words, but just when you see an idiom, sometimes the individual meaning of the words doesn't matter. Birds of a feather flock together. Flock means gather together. For birds, though. That's right. We can know who you are by knowing your friends. My husband was said as a benefactor yesterday at the party. There you go. Nice. So let's talk about books for a moment. What are you reading in English? Peter says he started solving crosswords. What else are you reading any books in English? I'm just very curious. I'd like to know what you're reading these days. Harry Potter? I don't know. I don't know what books are popular. I don't read a lot of fiction. I don't read any fiction. That's why I asked that question. I can't even say I don't read a lot. I don't read any. By the way, my little Rosie is not feeling well today. She's still sleeping. And the other guy is still sleeping too. Surprising. I've been reading Still Wimpy. Okay, good. I'm not a fan of reading. So, you know what, Monica? I'm not a fan of reading either. I mean, I read nonfiction, but I've found that reading all of those books in Japanese is really helping me. And so I really feel that reading is going to help you. So, Ecclesiastes, a new reading. Okay, that sounds like a book from the Bible. Is that right? What does it mean, dressed for link? I'm not sure. Dressed for... I know dressed to kill. When you say somebody's dressed to kill, it means they're really dressed up in very, very, very fashionable and stylish clothing. A guy in a tuxedo, a woman in a red dress. She's dressed to kill. I read a lot of grammar books. That's good. So, you know, Lolly said something interesting. I love grammar. I'm not very good at it, but I do it anyway. That's good, right? So that's, you know, if you like to do something or you want to do it better, then just do it. I'm not a big fan of reading books, but I like reading people's diary. Okay. Only thing I read is your PDFs and stuff on your website. Monica, thank you. It's good to read a book. Come and join us in the book club. Come and join us. It's really, I'm telling you honestly, it's really made a difference in my language skills. And I talked about that in the vocabulary workshop before. Where's the document? No, not that document. There it is. We'll talk about that now. I've talked about that here in the vocabulary workshop, right? That, you know, reading is a great place to get new vocabulary, but it's more than vocabulary. It's really more than vocabulary. I highly recommend it. So So, yeah. Find a book that you like and go for it. That's what I say. All right. So, let's hang on one second. Let me see if I can. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. All right. So anyway, if you've just joined us and this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Michael. I'm an English teacher in New York. I do this here every Monday, except the Mondays that I'm suffering from COVID, which hopefully won't happen again. So what you should do is go to myhappyenglish.com/YouTube, and then please join my vocabulary workshop. You can learn where and how to get new words, the best way to study them, and how to own that vocabulary. That's the most important part. Make that vocabulary your vocabulary. And when you sign up for the workshop, what happens is you're automatically on the email list for my weekly newsletter. Every Saturday, I send out a newsletter where you can learn an idiom, phrasal verb, vocabulary, there's listening practice, there's speaking practice, everything. It's all free for you. So check that out. Also, oops, what happened? Every time we have a lesson here on YouTube, and I have a document like this where I give you all of the lesson, you can download this document also by going to myhappyenglish.com. Okay? Go there, click YouTube or here, and you can download this document. All right. So, phrasal verbs with PUT. I finished reading a book in French. Wow, good for you. I recently purchased those 2 books from Amazon. Everything Your Grammar Book Didn't Teach You, and American English Phrasal Verb and Preposition Combination. Defo, thank you. Thank you so much. I wrote those books a long time ago. I think they need updating. All right, as promised. Oh, sorry, was that too loud? Clap slower. Phrasal verbs with PUT. All right. Put on. Are you putting me on? Are you putting me on? When you put on someone or put someone on, it doesn't mean wear them, right? I put on my hat. I put on my friend Jack. No. Put on someone means to deceive them or joke them or hoax them or prank them. That's the new buzzword of the 21st century. Prank someone. You met Tom Hanks? Are you putting me on? Are you joking me? Are you putting me on? Alice likes to make jokes, so I never know when she's putting me on or telling the truth. She's putting me on. Is she putting me on? Is she telling me the truth? Recently, has anyone put you on? Have you put anyone on? Do you like to put your friends on? Do you like to tell jokes to your friends? I've got an idea that some of you here have a really good sense of humor and like to laugh and like jokes. I'm going to say that's probably most of you. Are you putting me on? That's put on. Are you putting me on? I hope you're not putting me on. Is it the same as are you pulling my finger? In American English, we say, are you pulling my leg? Are you pulling my leg? We don't say, are you pulling my finger? That could be British. We put on each other at home every time among relatives. Marcella, you must have a funny house then. Everyone's laughing. I have a buddy from high school. He's always putting people on. Hanging out with him is like hanging out with a stand-up comic. He's very funny. And I've told him too. He's a musician. He plays the bass. And right now he's doing Stone Temple Pilots cover band. And he's doing that. But I told him that he should, in addition to that, he should do stand-up comedy because he's very funny. Very funnier than me. Are you putting me on? I like putting someone on for some reason. Excellent. Da, 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 da. Put somebody on. Put somebody on. All right. Now, this one is similar, and this is where phrasal verbs get very tricky. Very, very tricky. Put someone on to something. And we need to. Okay? So you put somebody on to something, and that means to draw somebody's attention to something. Lorenzo often puts me on. He's very funny. Nice. It's good to have a funny partner. When you put somebody onto something, it means, we kind of use it to mean you introduce that thing to that person, or you introduce somebody to something. You put them onto it. So, thanks for putting me onto that jazz radio station. I really love it. I'm always trying to put you on to materials that will help you improve your English. Joe's friend put him onto some website that talks all about space aliens, and now that's all he talks about. Ooh. Joe is obsessed with aliens now. Has anybody put you on to something? Maybe they put you on to a new group, or put you on to some new music or a new TV show, or they put you on to a new book or a new game or something. I put my friend on to. That's the pattern. Put somebody on to. Marcella, but thank you for doing that. I put my friend onto your page on Instagram. Thank you so much. Very excited this weekend, 185,000 followers on Instagram and 35,000 here on YouTube. Thank you, everybody here who's watching me on YouTube. iTube, YouTube. What else? Has anybody put you on to a good bottle of wine? Or maybe somebody put you on to a new restaurant in town. Or they put you on to a new TV show. How about, oh, yikes. How about you? I'm very serious now, so don't put me on. Please put me on to the national matches. There you go. That's a serious sports person right there. Da, da, da. You put us on to another Wimpy book. That's right. That's right. We need to make progress. Always make progress and move ahead and improve. When I was working in management in my previous company, hey Kaiwa, no Geos, I studied a lot about business management, and I learned about, is it Kaizen? Kaizen, which is a Japanese term. I think it was created by Toyota. And it's the philosophy, a business philosophy of continuous improvement, right? So every day you have to think, how can I be better than yesterday? How can I do the job better than before? And that's a good life philosophy, right? Or if you have a business or you're working, or you're studying English, how can I improve my English better than yesterday? What can I do today? What can I learn today to keep improving, keep improving, keep improving? And that's important for studying, I think. My friend put us on to a new Japanese restaurant in Torino. Nice, lucky you. You have to keep improving. You have to continuously and always improve. And try to learn something new every day. That's a good thing too. Because then after a week you go, wow, I learned 7 things this week. So, yeah, keep going. Keep going. Kaizen, we used to use Volkswagen Factory a lot of years ago. I worked there. Oh, okay. I worked there. Kaizen, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. And not to get hung up on Japanese things here, but there's a great documentary called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. It's about 10 years old, and it's about a 85-year-old sushi chef who he said the same thing. He said every day, he's the first sushi chef to get a Michelin star. And it's quite an interesting story. But even at 85 years old, he's been making sushi professionally since he was like 17 years old. And he said, you know, every day I come to the restaurant and I think, how can I be better than yesterday? And there's a person who is at the you would say he's at the top of his game. I'm going to type that in the comments. He's at the top of his game, right? He's a superstar like Djokovic or Otani or Serena Williams or, I always forget his name, Ronaldo Cristofano. Is that right? The soccer player, the football player? Right? He's at the top of his game. At the top of his game. And even though he's at the top of his game, he's always thinking, how can I be better? How can I do that better than yesterday? All right, but we digress. Next, put out has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meanings. Okay? So, first one, put out means extinguish a fire. Extinguish? What does that mean? Extinguish means cause a fire to stop. And that's a very, very formal word. Even in the news, they say this: the firemen put out the fire in about 2 hours. The firemen put out, actually I should say firefighter, that's the new term. Put out the fire in about 2 hours. Please put out that cigarette. There's no smoking here. Please put out that cigarette. Put out. Anytime you see a flame, you can say put out. Put out the candle. Put out the candle. Okay? Put out a candle, put out your cigarette. But it's turn off the stove, because the stove is a machine. Just keep that in mind. Put out the fire. Recently, have you asked anybody to put out a cigarette? Do you smoke? I hope you don't smoke. Put out. Put out means to extinguish a fire. How we doing over there? YouTube says there's an excellent connection. That's good. Never ever. Excellent. Put out your cigarette before coming in here. That's right. Never. Everybody's clean. That's good. That's good. No smoking, no drinking. I put out the candles before I go to bed. Never. Yes. Please put out the candle before you go to bed. Ah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. In my former life in Japan, in my apartment, I had a kerosene stove to heat my room. And I fell asleep with that on once. Not a good idea. No drinking. That's right. No drinking. Just joking. Oh, the smell was horrible. The smell was horrible. So after the first winter, I found out that I could do that with gas. So I got a gas heater. No cup of joe. No cup of joe? There's always a cup of joe here. From time to time, I drink some beer. I love beer. Yes. One of my friends has a t-shirt that says, "Beer is food." That's right. Put out. So put out means to extinguish a fire. If you're studying for the TOEIC or TOEFL or IELTS or some other English exam, extinguish is a good word to know. I can't stand cigarettes. People smoke in front of me. I always tell them, please put out the cigarette. Yeah. Yeah. It's a really, I smoked when I was a kid until I was like 25. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible habit, and it really smells bad. We usually say beer is bread. Oh, that's interesting. Small drinking wine is only for social reasons. Okay. I do find that recently I drink less than I did before. I just don't have the occasion to do it. So, all right, that's put out number 1. Let's go to put out number 2. Put out means to display something. Display something. Liquid bread in Slovakia. That's funny. Liquid bread. Sometimes people have a glass of wine or a cocktail or a beer during lunch. We call that a liquid lunch. He had a liquid lunch. She had a liquid lunch today. That's right. All right, put out means to display something. My mom put out special dishes when we had company. She put out the special dishes. The restaurant puts out a nice variety of food for their breakfast buffet. Recently, a lot of my neighbors put out Halloween decorations. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hang on, let me see if I can give you an idea what I'm talking about here. Let's see if you can. I'll make this bigger. My neighbor put this out on their, can you imagine, on their front lawn. That's giant. That's almost as tall as the house. Ay, 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 ay. And then this one. Poor little Max doesn't like those. He was not happy. See? Disgusting. So there's another neighbor down the block from a couple of blocks away from my house, and they're so many zombies in their yard. I'm going to take some photos and videos. I'll show them to you. Fawad, hello. BBJJ my NN. I'm not sure what that means, but thanks for coming today. Put out. So let me ask a question. Do you put out any special dishes, or do you put out any special food? Have you put out anything special recently? Maybe when there's a holiday, you put out some special food. The famous neighbor who moved. No, in fact, that guy didn't really decorate the outside of his house. Wow, I forgot about that guy. So the new people moved in next door, and completely normal family. It's actually just a husband and wife. It's a couple. They're close to my age, and really nice people. So finally, I've got good neighbors. So that's put out, number 2. Okay, put out means to display something. Or maybe you put out some special food for a holiday. Okay, so put out means to stop the fire. The firemen put out the fire in about 2 hours. And put out also means to display something. My mom put out special dishes when we had company. Number 3, put out means to publish. Okay, make something. Sorry, that's a typo there. Put out means to make something available to the public. I heard they're going to put out a new Bon Jovi CD next month. The writer puts out a new book every 6 months. We have special food through Christmas. We put out the best meal on the table. Very nice. Good example. Right? Put out. Sorry, it's new. Has your favorite musician put out anything new recently? Or maybe your favorite actor or actress has put out a new movie? Or your favorite writer has put out a new book? How about you? Maybe your favorite English teacher has put out some new English lessons out there. Who could that be? Next year, my friend put out a special dessert using fruit to create beautiful figures. Wow. Good news about your neighbors. They are so important for a peaceful life. That's for sure. That is for sure. Now my neighborhood is quiet again. Look, my hand disappeared. No, on this side. Watch. Look. Ooh. Oh my God. Children's World. Hi, my teacher favorite. Hello. Welcome. We're talking about phrasal verbs with put. So, maybe you work someplace and your company has put out something new. Maybe, I don't know, I love Denzel Washington. Unfortunately, he did not put out a new movie lately. That's true. My favorite writers have been dead for a long time, so they can't put out anything new anymore. That's true. One of my fellow English learners puts out a recipe book at least once every 6 months. Oh, that's cool. I'd like to check that out. Hello, Adele. Welcome. Put out. We put out some decorations to welcome new students last week. Then we will put out a new blog next week. Nice. Mie, do you write the blog for your school? Put out. Put out. Okay, let's go back a second. Put out means extinguish the fire. Put out means display something. Put out means to publish something, make it available to the public. Oh, cool. Good for you. My neighbor in the country house put out for us a special dish from Romania. Nice. Very nice. All right, number 4 of put out. We use put out when we talk about producing power. Okay? The lights here, you can't see them, but you see my face is bright. They put out a lot of power. Okay? So, I could say that light bulb puts out 100 watts of light, but only uses 25 watts of power. Very energy efficient. That small engine only puts out 200 horsepower. Horsepower. All right. Put out means publish. I don't want to put out anything because I don't really care. Good for you. Indifference. Put out the dog. Oh, I don't know if I put that here. I did not. Right. Children's World. Thank you. So there's one more that I totally forgot. You can put out the dog, right? You what's the word I want to say? When you make the pets, open. This is why phrasal verbs are important. It's very hard to say this without a phrasal verb. When you open the door, and I'm typing in the chat, let your pets go outside. So, when you open the door and you let your pets go outside, you put out the pet, you put out the dog, put out the cat. Wow. That means put out has 6 different uses. But that's not really an idiom, I don't think, because you're putting them out. Put. Yeah, maybe, because they walk by themselves. How about your car or your Vespa? Fab is in fabulous. Do you have a Vespa? I feel like all, Ellen, how about you? Do you have a Vespa? I feel like all Italians have a Vespa. Ciao. How many horsepower does it put out? Put out the dog. And then I've got a motorbike. How many horsepower does it put out? Who puts the dog out? Me. By the way, they're still sleeping. 75 horsepower. There you go. All right. The last one is of put out. Put out means to dislocate a joint in the body. Dislocate a joint in the body, okay? It doesn't mean to break a bone. It means that your joint is in the wrong place. Your bones are connected by a joint, and when they come out of the joint, you put out. We say dislocate is the medical term, but in conversation we say put out. I put out my knee when I slipped on the ice. Years of playing tennis caused Kim to put out her elbow. Give me a minute. Sorry, just a moment. All right, sorry about that. Sorry. I had to do something for my mom. 92, she needs help. So put out. No, doesn't mean strain. So that's a good question. We use strain when we talk about a muscle. Okay? So if you stretch the wrong way, you'll strain the muscle. You pull your muscle. But put out or dislocate is about your joint. So, like let me give you an example like this. So, this part of your arm and this part of your arm, there's a joint here, right? And, oh my God, what is this? Ban user. Sorry about that. So if you fall, or maybe you play tennis, I don't know, Mia, has this happened to you with table tennis? If this bone comes out of the joint, that's dislocate. Right, and that's super, super painful. And that's what put out means. That's right, you can put out your light. Let's see. It does hurt to hear that. Hold on. Strain. I like a Vespa. It's very nice and young. Ciao. Actually, there's a British comedian who has that joke. Put out means displace a joint. That's right. So if you have that problem, or somebody has that problem, the doctor would say, "Oh, he dislocated a joint." But conversationally, we say, "Oh, I put out my elbow. I put out my knee." Adele, yes. Yeah. I've never had that situation, but my sister used to have a problem with her hip. Where your leg goes into your hip, it's like a ball in a socket joint, and her leg popped out. So she's had hip surgery on both hips. That's painful. That's put out. So there you go. There's 5 ways we use put out, plus I said put out the dog. Put the dog out. Can I tell about a person? I put out my... Yeah. Marcella, I'm sorry, I missed your question before. Yes. Although I think you have a little bit of a typo there. Excal. Yeah. During exercise. Yeah. Put out my car. I don't know if put out my car really... I'm not sure what you mean there, put out my car. What puts out your car? All right. A moment ago, I'm sorry, I had to put you out. Put someone out. Okay? Put someone out means to inconvenience them. Okay? And this is a good phrasal verb to know conversationally, like this. I'm sorry to put you out, but I'm going to be about an hour late. Or, would it put you out if I canceled our lunch plans for tomorrow? Okay? So I'm sorry to inconvenience you. I'm sorry to inconvenience you. I'm sorry to put you out, but I have to cancel our lunch plans tomorrow. Okay, so this is a very commonly used and conversational way to say, I'm sorry to inconvenience you. Okay, that sounds very formal to me. I'm sorry to inconvenience you. I'm sorry to put you out. I hope that doesn't put you out. I can't make it. I can't make it tomorrow. I hope that doesn't put you out. I hope that doesn't inconvenience you. Has anybody put you out recently, or has anything put you out? I hope not. Sometimes my dogs put me out. Especially the older dog. I'm really shocked that they're still sleeping. Today, by the way, today is a national holiday in America. We call this Columbus Day, when we celebrate Christopher Columbus. It's also called Indigenous Peoples Day, which is a word that means the native people. It's their day. So I guess that's why, even though it's a national holiday, I guess that's why the dogs are sleeping. Although I don't remember giving them a day off. My boss always puts me out when it comes to my working schedule. That's a good example, and a true example as well. That's right. That's right, that's right. Put me out. All right, in the interest of time, we have 4 more. Let's get through them. Put somebody out has another meaning. Oh my gosh. Put someone out means to cause the person to fall asleep or become unconscious. Put you out, my girlfriend. Children's World, we need a subject of the sentence. Who's putting somebody out? You mean your girlfriend put you out? Is that what you mean? So, it also has the meaning of causing a person to fall asleep or causing a person to become unconscious. The cough medicine that the doctor gave me really put me out last night. The medicine put me out. It made me sleep. During the eye surgery, the doctor will put you out for about 20 minutes. Okay? The doctor will cause you to fall asleep. He'll or she'll put you out. The doctor will put you out. If I drink too much wine, it's going to put me out. Have you taken any medicine recently that put you out? Or maybe you drank something that put you out. Drinking wine sake sometimes put me out when I'm really worn out. It puts me out when I'm worn out. Nice. Nice combination there. Taking too much medicine will put you out in a way. That's for sure. That's for sure. Having COVID last month put me out almost for a week. We use, for example, these drinks turn me off. So something that turns you off makes you disinterested. It makes you not interested. Okay? So for example, I went to the restaurant, but there was a long line to enter, and the long line put me off. Turned me off. Put me off too. That works too. Right? It made me not interested anymore. It turns me off. These drinks turn me off. I'm not interested in those drinks. That's right. All right. Puts me out. I'm going to go a little quicker now just because I want to make sure we get everything. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 3 more. Put up. Ooh, look, my hands are gone. Put up means to build or construct something. To build or construct something. They're putting up a new condominium near Bryant Park. A condominium. Different meanings. That happens. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes things don't translate like that. Boring TV program puts me out. I think puts me out. That's true. What was I watching the other day? I was watching something and I fell asleep on the sofa. I guess it was boring. Oh, I was watching a documentary. By the way, a condominium. A condominium is an apartment that you own. You buy it, not rent it. So they're putting up a new condominium near Bryant Park. I think they should put up a new bridge between Brooklyn and Manhattan. They should put up a new bridge. In my neighborhood, they're putting up a new house just across the street from my house. And it's huge. I don't know who's going to afford that one. How about you? Are they putting up anything near your house? Or are they putting up anything in your town or where you work? Are they putting up a new building? Are they putting up a statue of me? Just kidding. Maybe they're putting up a new bridge. What are they putting up? What are they putting up? Nothing? I know there's a delay. And there's a 6-second delay between my computer and YouTube, so there's probably a longer delay between YouTube and your house. That happens. Okay, that's put up. All right, we got 2 more before we have to go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, put someone up. Put someone up. Put someone out means inconvenience them or make them fall asleep. Put someone up means provide accommodations to a person. Bad politicians on TV generally put me out. 6 seconds means a lot sometimes, that's for sure. So, sorry, I hit the microphone. Put someone up means provide accommodations for them. Okay, let's see. They put up a new cycle bridge between Slovakia and Austria. Wow, cool. They are putting up a new building near the station. Good examples. Good examples. A new bridge, a new building. All right. Put someone up means to provide accommodations to a person. Hey, look, I have an extra room, so I can put you up when you come to the city. I can put you up. You can sleep at my place. My sister put me up for a few days when I had my house painted. She put me up. She provided accommodations. Has anyone put you up recently? Have you put anyone up recently? They're putting up a new apartment just across the street in front of my room. What else? What's the opposite of put up? Demolish, yep. Knock down, tear down, pull down. We have a lot of different words for that. Tefo brings up a good point. When you learn a word, try to find the opposite word. It helps you remember the word that you just learned. They put up a building, they knock down the building. They put up the building, they knock down the building. Put up the building, knock down the building. They put up a new bridge in Geneva. They put up a bridge, they knock down the bridge. That's right. Put up. All right, put someone up. Provide accommodations. I have an extra room. I can put you up when you come to the city. One more, because we're almost out of time. Put up with. Put up with. I can't put up with the garbage in New York City anymore. Put up with means to endure a difficult situation. If my neighbor doesn't stop playing loud music at night, I'm going to call the police. I can't put up with the noise. I can't put up with it anymore. Put up, the opposite is collapse. Finally, the condominium got finished to put out. Try this. Finally, they finished putting up the new condominium or the condominium in my neighborhood. Put up means build. My sister put us up for the whole month. Good. Put somebody up means give somebody a bed. Right. When you put someone up, you give them accommodations. You give them a place to sleep. My sister put me up for a few days when I had my house painted. She gave me a place to sleep. That's right. Did I write out? Yes, you wrote out. Yes, yes, yes. I put up my friend who was from Taiwan for a week when he visited me 2 months ago. I can't put up with this COVID. Oh, are you back? How could you be back? Hide the user. How could that person come back with that spam when I already blocked them? How is that possible? Report. Spam. Just a second. Sorry. Somebody's posting pornography and I hate that. Remove you. Go away. Okay. I can't put up with people spamming the chat. I have a spare room so I can put a friend up when they visit me for a few days. Perfect. Put up. Put up. All right. So that, my friends, put up with is deal with. That's correct. Endure or deal with a difficult situation. I can't put up with people who spam the chat. That's really weird because I blocked them before. Anyway, that, my friends, brings us to the end of what we have here today. If you would like to download this document, okay, all you have to do is go to myhappyenglish.com/YouTube and you can download that. It's a free download. Also, while you're there, why don't you sign up for my vocabulary workshop? I bet many of you have. You can learn where and how to get new words, the best way to study and learn your words, and how to own your new vocabulary, all for you for free, myhappyenglish.com. All right, that, my friends, is all the time we have for today's live English lesson. Thank you so much for studying English with me today. If you're interested in coming to the book club tomorrow, send me an email, and then I will post the document that we just looked at up on the website, myhappyenglish.com/YouTube. All right, that's it. Have a wonderful day. Hold on one second. Thank you so much for all of your great comments, all of your great example sentences. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. All right, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for studying English with me. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible, and I'm here to help you on your journey. Thanks, everyone. Catch you next time.